Hello everyone, this is Imran from Gaming Till Disconnected, and in this review we're looking at the Alienware X51 R2 gaming PC. The Alienware X51 R2 is a slim PC, with a form factor designed for a potential application as a home entertainment system. As usual, before I start I'll give you the specifications for the review sample we received. In the box alongside the Alienware X51 R2 is an Alienware multimedia keyboard, standard optical mouse, driver CD and a quick start guide to help you get on your way. One look at the Alienware X51 will suggest that it's been designed to be part of your living room entertainment setup. It has a design that's more comparable to a games console than a PC tower, only just exceeding the Xbox 360 in overall size. The side panels are made of a matte black plastic, featuring a curved line that cuts from the top to the bottom of the panels. Closer to the bottom is a blade-like light, which offers a subtle effect that feels very Alienware-esque, whilst not being too obtrusive. The right side panel is distinguished by some Alienware glyphs on the top corner. This offers a nice aesthetic touch, but also acts in conjunction with 3 feet on the other corners to prevent the case from being scuffed when you have it on its side. These other feet are very difficult to see, so it won't affect the X51's appearance if you choose to place it vertically. Moving around to the glossy black front are the ports that you're going to access most frequently. The silver power button curves around the case from the front to the top edge, making it seem more like a design feature than a functional button. Also on the front is an air intake and the Alienware head logo, which can be swiveled to suit either vertical or horizontal orientation. This also illuminates, but the edges aren't bright enough to make out the head in the dark, so the eyes end up looking like 2 leaves, especially if you set the colour to green. Finally, at the back of the case, you'll find the exhaust vent and the remaining I/O ports. It has to be said, it's impressive that Dell was able to fit a fully working system into such a small PC. However, the size doesn't come without its disadvantages. With all the components installed, there's no room left inside the Alienware X51 for the power supply, so you're left with a fairly large power brick that you have to try and hide somewhere well ventilated, as the power brick can get quite warm. For everyday tasks, the hardware was more than enough. It booted in around 14 to 15 seconds on average, and browsing the web, watching movies and doing simple word processing and spreadsheets caused absolutely no problems. It also provided performance that was beyond sufficient in Photoshop and Illustrator. I never felt the computer was holding me back. When it came to After Effects, the X51 began to struggle, though there are very few computers that wouldn't, and given the X51's price point, it's hardly surprising. Unfortunately, the Intel processor used does not provide an easy or direct way of overclocking the X51, so getting more out of it would require extra effort. It's also important to bear in mind that the X51 only has a 330 watt power supply, designed to run the computer well in the state that it comes in, and not much beyond that. The X51 remains almost completely silent for the majority of tasks. When you start to push it a bit more, however, the fan kicks into a higher speed and it becomes pretty loud. When playing most videos, it doesn't get too noisy, but it may be an issue during playback of a video encoded with a high H.264 level, or other formats that rely on the processor for decompression, so you'd have to be careful with its placement in the living room. Opening and disassembling the Alienware X51 is actually quite simple. The only thing to bear in mind when taking off the side panel is the lighting cable. Remember to detach it before removing it completely. Everything is very snugly placed together, which unfortunately means there really isn't any room for future expansion, at least not by adding additional components. If you want to replace the component with one that requires the same or less space, however, you shouldn't have much issue, provided it's compatible with the proprietary Dell motherboard and the Z87 chipset. We were given both the bundled mouse and keyboard and the Alienware Tactics keyboard and mouse, which you can choose to upgrade when purchasing the Alienware X51. The Tactics keyboard is rather large and an odd shape, so it can be a little awkward when trying to fit into tight spots. It has a backlit keypad and features 3 modes and 6 macro keys, as well as a Windows key lock and dedicated media keys. Visually, the Tactics mouse is quite similar to the Logitech G9. It's comfortable to hold and the left and right click feel responsive. Annoyingly, clicking the scroll wheel requires a bit of force, which isn't great if it's a button that you frequently use. Both the Tactics mouse and keyboard are very unremarkable. They're not bad, but the price Dell expects you to pay for them really surprised me. The Tactics keyboard and mouse upgrades currently cost £92.39 and £61.38 respectively, putting them in the mid to high bracket of gaming peripheral pricing. With the total sum of £153.77, I really can't bring myself to say that they are in any way worth it. With the X51 comes Dell's proprietary Command Center app, which has a few different parts to it, the main one being Alien FX. This allows you to manage the colours of the lights on the case, as well as those on the Tactics keyboard and mouse. You can also program these colours to be context aware. For example, you could set it to turn off when you're watching a movie, or have certain colours that would match the game you're playing. It also lets you set the lights to react to different system events, such as receiving a new email, although this became quickly annoying to me. But this is entirely a personal preference. There are two other sections to the software, Alien Fusion and Alien Adrenaline. The former manages power plans under different situations, so you can tell the Alienware X51 to sleep after a certain amount of time, and so on. There are 3 standard power options that you would expect: Power Saver, Balanced, and High Performance, which really don't add much more than what Windows already offers. Alien Adrenaline lets you set up a sequence of actions that will be activated every time you open the game by creating a custom desktop shortcut. This allows you to automate tasks such as setting up a voice over IP client, opening a certain website, and a few other fairly common tasks that don't take too long to do yourself, but can get slightly tedious if you have to do them every time you want to open a game. It also allows you to monitor the performance of your system when playing the game, giving you useful feedback of how well it coped. The Alienware X51 R2 falls somewhere in between a high-end gaming PC and a gaming laptop. Its relatively lightweight and small form factor makes it quite easy to transport, and while maybe not as portable as a laptop, it's not going to be too cumbersome if you want to take it to a LAN event for the weekend. With a starting price of £989, I doubt the X51 is going to disappoint anyone with realistic expectations. For a relatively low price, Dell have packed a lot into this tiny machine. It performs well even on demanding games at top settings, with only the occasional frame drop here and there, and it breezes through everyday tasks without breaking a sweat. Basic photo and video editing is absolutely no problem, so this could be a machine that could keep most amateur videographers and photographers very happy. One thing I really wish Dell had included is a remote. The Alienware X51 was clearly designed to fit perfectly into your living room media setup, so a bundled remote, perhaps in place of the keyboard and mouse, would have been a perfect thing to round it off. I honestly can't find much to dislike about this product. It's small, unobtrusive, and it gets the job done, far better than I expected when I first laid eyes on it. For its price, it's nothing short of brilliant, and for that reason, I'm awarding it with the Gaming Till Disconnected Great Value Award. Well guys, that's another review. Thank you so much for watching and sticking around up to this point. If you liked it, then please click that like button. It really helps us out and we're always appreciative. If you think someone's going to find this review useful, then make sure you share it with them. And obviously don't forget to subscribe to us. We've got some fantastic content lined up for you guys. So if you don't want to miss out, make sure you subscribe and follow us on Twitter and Google+. If you want to support us that a little bit more, then check out our Patreon page where you can pledge as little or as much as you like for as long as you like. Anyway guys, that's all from me. Thanks for checking this out, and as always, have a great day, and I'll see you in the next one.